K&D Society.
It's K&D. What did Millie say? K&D, a part of me.
K&D, a part of me. No, I want the Orca song. That's what we need, is the Orca
Welcome
song.
to K&D Society, episode 16.
Episode 16,
The other-
K&D Society.
We're going to start out with the orca straight out the gate.
Yeah, this Orca song has been circling the house.
Millie gave me my favorite animal's a killer whale, in case you're new here. And Millie has a stuffed animal of one, and she gave it to me. And the other night, I really did cuddle it all night. It was ridiculous. So the next morning, being the singer I am, I woke up singing, "Sometimes I sleep with an orca."
It's pretty good.
And then I had Pikachu in there too, this big pillow Pikachu. And so the next line is, "Sometimes I cuddle with Pikachu." And then as it goes, I sang it one time, and then I sang it 42 times to where Dempsey was like,
Enough.
we got it.
Yeah, we get it.
But that's the latest hit. I don't even have much to say. I just wanted to come here and sing. So
Yeah, that's
I'm glad we
literally-
started out like that.
We just got it out of the, jumped out the gate with it.
Episode 16, Sweet 16, gonna spread my wings. That's Hillary Duff. And
Hillary Duff.
you didn't know me back then, but I rode so hard for Hillary Duff. I painted her in art class. You had to paint somebody, like most people did a celebrity. I did Hillary Duff.
I did Bat Boy.
Who?
Bat Boy. I think we talked about him before. It was on the...
Slipped my memory, I guess.
You know, the like tabloids, like the magazines that are always used to be.
Yeah,
There
of
was
course.
always one
We
of a
always had
Bat
'em.
Boy, and he's like looking really crazy, and like there was an ongoing story of that over the years. So I did that one. Yeah. I think we talked. I honestly feel like we've talked about it.
I forgot, so it's okay.
Episode 3, I think it was like 16 minutes in, 16:34 was the time.
Is that the only thing you ever painted? I remember we did paper mache, and I did Sully from Monsters Inc. I did his head. Like you did a balloon and paper mache around it. Did you do that?
When was that? Grade was that? Was that in high school? Or
Yes,
grade
I
school?
only went to, yes. We were doing way more sophisticated stuff at Zion than anything at Bethalto. We were like, I did like Van Gogh.
Well, see, so senior.
painters.
I don't quite remember much about
A singer, I said
our
a
class
painter.
in
Whatever.
Fairfield.
No, it would have been, I think it was like my junior.
Oh, so Callie's.
Oh, it could have been. It was Callie's that I did it with.
Okay, yeah. The only thing I remember was like the digging into the thing to like scratch it.
It was like a black piece of paper, and
that thing.
That's how we had that
The
Biggie
video.
Smalls that Tom did.
That, but like there was also a block that you dug into. Also.
Oh, I didn't do that.
I cut myself accidentally.
That thing was really sharp. I didn't do a picture. I wrote a quote, like calligraphy. And you know what my quote was? You'll never guess it because it's like, what?
04 for life.
Well, 05 for me.
You know, it's what you did. You did
It
04 for life.
was just play it cool, girl, real cool. And I even quoted it and put Horatio Sands because there's this Gap fat people commercial, and it was like crazy, cool, like West Side Story, but instead like it was a Gap commercial, but it was all really
SNL.
heavy people, and so he's like the lead in it. And at the end, he's like, "Just play it cool, girl, real cool," and like I loved it. So like I did that, and like I made that just for me because no one
understood.
This is the first time I explained it probably to anyone.
People have been waiting this whole time to get that explanation.
I know, checking back in. They're like, I wonder if Katie.
Hope she talks about it.
Yeah.
We
We came straight out the gate. Just like, here we are talking. We missed it.
We had a little bit of. We actually have a little bit of time, which is nice.
Well, typically I do 2 houses, and when I do, I'm like, bye.
It's not
I'll
gonna
come in
do
with
anything.
headphones and I'm like, hey. I don't even like take the headphones off. Like I keep the headphones on for a while to decompress my soul.
Everybody now. But it is Monday.
It's Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
If you're
yes,
into that
May
sort of
5th,
thing.
Cinco de Mayo. Yesterday was May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I
My
saw
mom
it
said the
everywhere.
handbells at church played Star Wars.
Oh, did they?
Because she was
Awesome.
like, what? And then the pastor was like, may the 4th be with you. I was like,
Well, the Dempsey got into a VR Star Wars game, so it's pretty cool.
I thought you were going to talk about band.
No, but we need to talk about D-Lo. I feel like the last like 2 or 3
It's all Millie.
Oh,
Well,
Millie.
because Dempsey's always like, I'm cool,
I'm
whatever.
cool, yeah, and
Dempsey comes home and says, hey, there's a paper in there. Sign me up for band next year. I was like, what? Because Dempsey's literally, we used to like force him to do things.
Yeah.
And after it was like very traumatizing for all of us, we just were like, you know what? When he's ready to do something,
Yeah,
we
he'll
will ask.
decide and he'll do it.
So he asked. And then I'm like, well, that's awesome. What do you want to play? He's like, drums, percussion. I'm like, okay, cool. So then there's this thing that's like band, you come and band open house night. You come and I didn't know this, try everything and then sign up. And in my mind, it was going to be like a 5th grade science fair where there's all these stands and everybody just kind of goes to each stand. But like when I walked in, it was like there was a line down the hall to get the paper. You get the paper and then there's 3 spots and it's like, try everything. So get in every line.
Ugh.
So we were there for an hour and Dempsey's not into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh God, but his a couple friends ended up being there. So he didn't care. So we only they said you had to try everything. So we do percussion, which is one thing. And then I kind of was talking to other moms that were like, we're not doing all 3 lines. We're only doing 2. So I'm like, what do you want to do next? And he didn't want to try trombone and whatever, trumpet. So I'm like, okay, we got to get in line for flute and clarinet because you had to have 3 things. You had to rate them. You're 3.
Right.
So I'm like, you have to try 3 instruments or whatever. So we get up there and the guy's like, do you want to try flute or clarinet? And he's like, I'll try flute. I'm like, no, you got to try both, dude. So he ended up blowing. It's all about with the clarinet, how you breathe into it. He was really good at it. And you got rated on a number scale, and his number for clarinet was way higher than drums. So the teacher's like, what do you think? I mean, it was like a 10-minute conversation. There was a lot of people behind us. And then finally Dempsey's like, percussion. And it was so funny, the questions he would ask him, because said something like, what is the difference? Like, what does it mean to you, the difference between percussion and clarinet, meaning like how bad do you want to play one or the other? And he thought he meant like the definition of each. So he's like defining them. I'm like, that's no. I'm like, just like how bad do you want to play? And I knew where it was getting at, and the band instructor did not. And I finally go like, is it like you want to play percussion or you don't want to be in band at all? And she's like, yeah. And the guy's like, all right, well, you're going to have to work a little bit harder, but percussion it is.
That's what we're going to do.
And then he was like, Mom, I think next year I'll play clarinet. I'm like, listen, no, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah.
I don't, okay, switch every year. They're not going to let you keep switching. I think if you switch next year, they're probably not going to let you can't keep switching. But like, he could be like, I want to do blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, let's go.
Dude, it would be awesome if you learned clarinet and then...
Well, that guy said clarinet, I don't know if you have to, but clarinet leads to saxophone.
That's it.
Like there wasn't a saxophone there, but he said if you play clarinet, then you're able to learn how to play saxophone.
D-Lo rocking a saxophone.
Saxophone is my favorite instrument. It's
That'd be awesome.
And I was telling you the other day, like when we were kids, like I signed up for band in 5th grade, just like Dempsey, like, oh, this is different. You can do this during class. This is cool. And then like you have to really practice to be good at it. And it's like, oh, like I don't really want to do this. So you quit. And then you like, this is me personally, judge all the other kids that keep doing it. Cause you're kind of jealous that they stuck with it, but you're like, oh, that's like nerdy to do that or whatever.
Right.
And even as a kid, like I never saw a grown up playing an instrument that I was like, what a nerd. But you say that about kids. Right. And I feel like that is like the universe's dues. They make those people play. Because I've never seen an adult playing any instrument that I'm like, man, they suck. I'm like, no, that's awesome. You know?
Same thing. Like, oh my
so
God,
I'm like,
that's awesome.
I feel like
you know
musicians have to go through that. And it's stupid. They shouldn't even have to.
Yeah.
But I got a whole new outlook on it. And it's funny, I never like correlated that before. Like I've always thought adult musicians were cool, but unless a kid was really good.
Right.
Like you're like, oh, this is so annoying. But it's like you have to learn.
Gotta get through that.
I've been talking a lot more than you. Sorry.
No, it's fine. That's a good thing. There's not the.
I'm like I don't have anything to say. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah. You can say 2 more things.
I'm on a lull a little bit because I had my Sister Wives episode today.
Ugh.
Where they discuss the passing of one of the kids. Remember the kid died last year? Yeah. I watched it at 5 a.m.
Hang gliding accident?
Stop it. I watched it at 5 a.m., was crying. And then I used to talk to Alex and Chloe about it in a group chat.
Yeah.
But Rachel, her friend, my friend too, actually, she finished, so now we're in a group chat. So this morning I was like, I just got to tell you guys, like, you're not ready for what you're about to watch. And then as we were like, Chloe's like, yeah, me and Alex are going to watch it tonight. And I go, oh my God, I completely forgot. Like, typically I would have done that in the Alex and Chloe chat that I have. But Rachel was the first that came to mind. So I was like, damn, sorry, Alex. Like, because I was really going hard. I'm like, you guys don't like.
Ugh.
It was really. Oh, and then my other show I'm watching right now, The Valley on Bravo, and
Valley?
it's like a Vanderpump, not spinoff, but that Jax guy that's been on there forever. He just went.
Yeah.
He's in rehab on the
Sure
show.
is.
It's just good. I like it when they don't have their kids involved, but this show is. Oh, what was so funny the other day? First of all, Kristen, the one that was like crazy on Vanderpump, and she's the one that's like suck a dick, like that's her classic line. She was talking about who people think her boyfriend looks like, and she's like, people think Luke looks like Van Gogh, and they put a side by side of her boyfriend next to a painting of Vincent Van Gogh, and they looked so much alike, and it made me laugh so hard because I'm like, I'm watching Bravo, and she's like, yeah, my fiance looks like Vincent Van Gogh, and then they're at Dave and Buster's for this girl's birthday party, and the girl's from Ohio, so she's like, Dave and Buster's, like, I got to get 20,000 tickets. She's really into it. And another girl, not Brittany and Jax, this other girl that's getting a divorce with a cast member, is like crying about her ex-husband. So they splice from her. She's like, I can't believe you do this to me. And then Janet's at the machine and she's like,
Having
woo!
fun.
Like it. The editors
Classic
in that
Bravo.
show are like, I laughed out loud like 4 times. I'm like, this show is
It's
too
almost
good.
like it was set up that way.
I'm giving
Yeah.
credit to where credit's due. The editors are killing the game.
They did a really good job. All right, you're gonna go
That's
over
all I'm
there
wa-
and talk
that's
about
all
your
I'm watching
husband.
right now, though.
You're gonna go over there and play.
No, they didn't do it. Those things didn't even happen at the same time, but they spliced it together to look like that. Stop. Like you know anything. Like you know about Bravo.
Yeah, right. Blues lost in double overtime on game 7.
That was a late night for you.
I went to sleep after the first overtime. I couldn't do it anymore. It was 9:30.
I'm like, you want me to tell you? Like, wake you up. Hey, they lost.
Well, I heard because the clerk, Jana, who was there at work this morning, she is a big Blues fan, and she stayed up for the second overtime,
rough.
which was like 2 minutes left in the second overtime, and they ended up losing. And she was in at 5:30 this morning, so like, and she's there now until close. So
Ouch.
rough,
That's
long day.
Yeah, that's a rough. Especially
Maybe
because they
them
didn't
days.
win.
Yeah,
Like,
they
you
didn't
even
win.
get
That's
the-
what. Yeah, that's like. I just. They
Did you
let
see
1 second left on the clock, and then they scored to force overtime. Crazy.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, I heard your reaction to that.
It made me
but I was
sick.
Like,
Like
what?
my stomach was.
Yeah, like you, the way you hollered out was like you saw the most disturbing thing you'd ever
It
seen.
was. Like, it's a team.
I'm like, what?
1 second on the clock. Like, oh my god, it was so crazy. But yeah, but Chelsea won. Ooh, baby, baby, they be Liverpool.
John
know?
Cena's a heel. Have we discussed that since last
I'm sure we have.
pod? Probably. You're like, who fucking cares? Nobody cares.
He's gonna be only a heel until the
Well,
last end, and then come back. So it's
He's
just
not gonna come back. He's
no,
done.
not
Russ.
come back.
Oh,
come
come back as a baby.
Yeah, he'll go out. He's not gonna go
Babyface.
out as a heel. He'll go out, but he'll do something like Cody or somebody will be backed against the wall. There'll be so many people. Who's gonna help him? Oh, here comes John Cena. John Cena's gonna beat on him also.
Dude.
Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?
First of all, I
And
love
then
that
Cena's
shit so
like,
much.
nah.
I love it. Put it in my veins. I love
I'm
it.
gonna flip the script.
But you know what's
And then
crazy
beat
about all
everybody
that
up.
is all that'll happen. But when we make our predictions, like in the bonus, I will have already described what was going to happen.
'Cause
So
you'll remember this pod.
yeah, that's what it is. So that when it happens, I'm like, when I said it, I
Dang.
meant it.
Who won WrestleMania?
You know who won wrestling
Millie won first night, didn't she?
on a I'm not
So,
even going to discuss it because it's like
Millie
this is stupid.
changed her answers.
Millie changes
after.
her answers to
That's
mine.
for sure. But this is what I told her before. And like this, I told her to keep it between me and her. I didn't tell her to cheat. What I told her to do is wait for mom to make her picks. Make every single pick of mom's except one. You pick one different. And if Mom misses that one and she gets the rest of them right, you won. But she took it as, I have to wait till the match is over and then go and change my answer
Yes.
to Mom's answer.
And I just
And
want to
like,
say
that's not what I told you
I
to
want
do.
to say
I
it
didn't
out
say
loud
that.
on audio form to document it that I would have had every single match correct, but a person got hurt before the match and wasn't even in it. So it's like and I knew that the other guy was going to win, but I didn't change it because the kids, Millie specifically, get really mad when I win. But after I called the whole ending of WrestleMania Night 1, me and Dempsey watched it together, and I was like showboating because it was like I predicted something crazy and it happened. I was like, how's it feel to have a psychic mom? And Dempsey, like, he acknowledged me, so it felt really cool. Go ahead and shit on my moment, okay?
I wasn't shitting. I was just going to
Just a
say,
deep sigh. It was
you do
one of the
have the
greatest moments of my life.
belt right now, but the next one is in St. Louis.
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
This weekend, I guess.
Yeah, this weekend?
Yeah.
Daisy. Yeah, so yeah, this St. Louis, so that'll be Orton and
John Cena.
John
and
Cena.
Randy Orton.
that's pretty
I feel
cool.
like people don't care about that.
No, but yeah.
I
pretty
wish
cool
I
to
lived
come
in
to
St. Louis. It'd be cool to like maybe run into them when they're in. You know what I mean?
You just go to the hotel. Get
I
in the
feel like
station,
that's a
walk
creep. So,
around.
like I would never do that. What else can we discuss?
Well, we can get away with it right now with the kids. They'd have to be there. We couldn't be the
My
ones.
daughter
doing it.
loves you so
Hey,
much.
my son's a big fan. Okay, can I finish going to the bathroom?
Yeah.
So we talked about Chelsea, broke it down, the whole game, 3-1
Listen,
victory
AC
against
Slater, we got
Liverpool.
your sports section. What do we? Hey, what do we want to
Big
say about
win,
Saved by the
3
Bell?
games left. Oh yeah, Saved by the Bell. What do we have new about Saved by the Bell? What did I see yesterday? What did I talk to you yesterday about? I feel like I called something out, and I'm
Well,
like,
that's a daily occurrence.
I know, but it was, I feel like, of utmost importance. Was it the wheelchair episode? Did I say?
No, that was a couple days ago. Because we always have to comment about how when Zach's in front of like the whole school and he's like, and to the only person here that actually needs a wheelchair. It's
There's
like
nobody else.
Jesus,
Everybody
like,
else is standing right now. She can't.
Yeah, like
And that's why we're here.
Oh my God, okay.
Like, we got it, dude.
Wow.
Jesus.
So
Yes.
mean. Look how loud those bars are that we got about it. Like,
And then when
feeling it.
when like they're in the hallway of that same episode, and then Screech goes flying by in this like the back hallway, just takes off. She comes from that hallway real slow, so like she didn't even try to slow Screech
Was
down.
that the
She didn't
episode
care.
where he has the brother?
They had to have passed each other.
the adoptive brother that's
Yes.
like bullying Screech. That's what I thought.
Yes. But like she didn't even try.
Oh, you know what episode was on yesterday? The Secret Admirer episode. And it's like all those people get confused of the note. Like Screech is leaving the note for
Right,
Lisa.
Tori
but
episode.
she thinks it's Zach, but Mr. Belding thinks it's Mrs. Culpepper. Miss Culpepper thinks it's Mr. Belding, yada, yada. And then they had that bet, Slater and Zach, on who could kiss Tori first.
Right.
And so Zach confesses all that in the costume, yada, yada. But there are like 3 moments in that episode. And the last one that I brought it up on air before, but the last moment, like before Lisa goes up to Screech Gumby thinking it's Zach, she's like,
Right.
this is it. This is the moment I'm going to tell my love, blah, 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 blah. Like,
And she thinks it's
she
Zach.
thinks it's Zach. It's like, why have we never
That's-
talked about how like she
There's
was
been
and
multiple
then
times.
multiple times in that episode she told Tori that like I think it's Zach and I'm whatever, and Tori's like pissed because she's like, Zach took me on a date, like he's a 2-time and blah blah blah. I'm like, why wouldn't you tell Lisa like, hey,
Yeah.
like I got too serious about it.
Fashion show episode, she got a chance because it was Zach's like had his eyes. It's like, you know what, Lisa, it's your turn this week, and she
That lady
thank
flew
you.
in from New York.
Flew
just
from
for
New
the
York to
Max.
come to the Max.
Mr. Belding picked her up
see-
and she's like, and then she's like, I'm sorry, can I redo this? And she's like, I got to get her back to the airport right now. It's like,
Yeah,
she didn't even get a meal in while she was here.
I'm really sorry, Lisa.
A cross-country flight, LA to New York.
I hear really good things about this Lisa Turtle out there in California. I
In
think
that
I'm
high
gonna
school
fly
with
out there.
50 people, 50
Yeah.
students.
I think
in
I'm
the
gonna
whole-
fly out there and see it. She's gonna put a fashion show on. for
Zach
me.
Morris called me, so I knew I needed to get out there.
Yeah, say by the bell.
All right, moving on from knots.
Ba-da-dee.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We never got any requests. Remember last time I was like, if anybody has any requests of what they want me to sing,
Yeah.
it's been like 3 months. It's been. I didn't get a single request. When my friends were over here the other day, they were like, we should go live. Like they wanted to record, and I was like, nah. Shoulda though. Who knows what they would have said?
Yeah.
Did I tell you that Amy and Andrea went to Theo Vaughn? Or not Amy and Andrea,
Yeah.
Amy and Danielle.
Yeah.
And what he said, he's like,
Anybody got any gun?
got any gun owners in here? And then people were like, woo, the ones that were. And he was like, prove it. Shoot it. It's just so funny. Like, why would you say that? But like, it's okay that he said it. He's funny.
That's funny.
And it was funny to me. They told me other stuff, but I wouldn't say it. And then they were like, feel like we can't even say half the stuff he was saying. Like, that's comedy.
He's a funny dude.
That's a comedy club.
I just watched, I think, the last Righteous Gemstone episode. It seemed like it was the last one.
That was wild and crazy. The 2 times I've walked into that show being on, it's been out of context too. Because it's like, I don't know if it's drama, comedy, what.
It's
like,
a comedy,
what?
but then there's some crazy stuff that happens.
Really weird stuff.
I don't think I'm gonna watch The Last of Us this week. I think I want to take a break, let it build up a little bit. It's
those intense shows like that.
It's too much.
And those end of the world shows, I'm like, we don't all need to be watching this right now at the same time. We're gonna manifest like that's our lives. Like, nope.
Hey, I saw
Not on
something
my watch.
on line. Tucker Carlson had somebody on his show, and she was talking. She used to work for like some kind of job in the government.
CNN.
No, worked for the government.
No, I am
and she was talking about how there is like underground. The government has been spending like $21 trillion on building an underground like village, like cities and stuff.
I think
and
those
there's
already
tunnels.
exist.
They already exist, but like there is tunnels that 170 different bases underground and under the ocean around the United States, and they all connected.
Well, did you
which is
see Mark
crazy.
Zuckerberg
This
was
lady-
talking? I think he was on Theo, and he said he had an underground bunker, and Theo was like
Yeah.
asking stuff, and then he was like, "There's a tunnel that," and he was like, "How big's this tunnel?" Like, like asking Theo
Yeah,
questions. But I'm like, go back. Like, I'd love to ask a couple more questions about that.
Oh man, so I have to like watch the rest of it, or see what. But like that's insane.
Well, you
if
know
that's...
me. I'm like, I'm not saying it's true, but I'm not saying it's not true.
Right.
That's for sure.
So that's something to definitely look under. Let me see if I can just
Under the boardwalk.
boardwalk. Yeah, that's a good song. Under the boardwalk. It's about a boardwalk, and you're being underneath it.
By the sea. I don't know what else. I get on this mic and then I'm like,
And it's like, I don't even know what to say. Former housing official claims the U.S. government has secretly diverted $21 trillion to build an underground city network for the rich and powerful in a why can't I say that word? The end of the world. Extinction event.
Extinction level event.
Catherine Austin Fitz suggests one of the bases are located under the ocean. Fitz previously served as the Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development for Housing. She suggests that there are 178 underground bases that are all connected by big transportation networks. Whoa.
Yeah, I believe that.
That's crazy.
And you said it was like 21 trillion or something.
$21 trillion to build an underground city.
I think they would rather admit that they spent that much on that than like what they spent on like trafficking people.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff,
100%. But it's like, I don't even want to touch on that. But like,
yeah.
How are you trafficking? What do you have? Like underground base, so that you can go like through these tunnels there, and nobody knows what they're at. Like maybe that's what you're doing.
Hey, don't
I don't wanna
ask.
talk about
Hey,
it.
don't ask questions.
I just don't want to talk allegedly. I don't want to talk about that kind of
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
allegedly.
Allegedly. But if you do have underground bases and like tunnels and stuff, that people would know that you're trafficking people. I don't want to talk about it. Allegedly, all that stuff.
Hey, say what you need to say.
Say what you need to say. Who sings that?
John Mayer. Oh, me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I said this on air last time. I don't think so because I think this happened in between then. Me and Andrea will get this thing where we'll like say something to each other and then get on a kick of saying it, or it's like a thing we say in general. But before we say it, we'll be like, hey. Like, before you're going to say something good, you'll be like, hey. So Andrea's thing was she kept talking about, like, how she, like, going to be a nice person, but, like, if you fuck with her kids or, like, whatever, like, she was like, try me. So then she's like, hey, try me. And she kept saying that. And so, like, that was her little phrase. So then, like, the next day I was thinking about how, like, I hate talking about politics because I don't want to, like, get my energy in that, but it's hard to explain that to people without sounding whatever.
Yeah.
And I was, like, thinking to myself in that moment, hey, I'm not elevated. I'm just glad I made it. And I was like, dead serious. Like, it's so dumb, but also like, yeah, it's kind of good. And so then I kept saying that to Andrea. Like, that's like my new slogan. Like, I'm not elevated above anybody else. I'm just glad I made it. I'm just glad I'm glad I'm
I'm so glad I'm not.
Just let me out.
Just let me out. A kind of young cheese.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy in a nut.
That was a song from 2004
If you had to watch
or 05.
Grease, the movie, 17 times in a row, or just watch Grease 2 once, what would you do?
Oh, Grease 2 once.
Grease 2 6 times.
7 and 6?
No, 7, like 50. I don't know what I said. First number was like 17.
17.
17
and
Grease
6?
times or 6 times Grease 2.
6.
Let's do it for
right.
our country.
Okay, here I got one
Red,
for you.
white, and the blue. I just wanted to sing that.
You need to
song, so
watch.
that's why I did
You
that
need to
question.
watch Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift 40
You love that
times in a month.
Okay.
40 times in a month.
Okay.
Okay.
Or
you have to find, let's say, 10 of the top actors in that movie. Find 10 of them and get their autographs. You have to get their autographs face to face. Get their autographs.
is there, when you say 10 top actors,
So,
there's like,
like,
3
Whoever
really
that
famous
that
people?
one guy from
You're talking extras. You're talking. And I have
whoever
my
has the
whole-
most
wait,
talking lines, the top 10 talking lines all the way down.
And I have my whole life to get it done.
You have your whole life to get it done. Or you sit for 1 month and watch Tokyo Drift 40 times.
Well, I feel like I plan a lot of vacations around getting that done.
True. But
So, like, I would
all
do autographs.
expenses on you, though. It has to get done. If any of them die, you have to.
And yeah, like, what's gonna happen?
If they die, you have to find out who is like in charge of their will or something and get their autographs. Like whoever's in charge of their estate, get their
I
autographs.
guess I just watched that stupid ass movie. Then all
40
those
times in a month.
Right. But
So
like,
let's say you watch it every single day. And that's a month that's got
yeah,
30
but like,
days.
what
in it.
happens if I don't do
So
it?
if you watch it every day in a month, 30 days, once a day.
Then there's 10
you
days
should
I
have-
have to do it twice.
Yes. Right.
I wouldn't.
Start to finish, you have to watch from start to finish Tokyo Drift. Fast and
Yeah.
Furious. You would rather do that?
I just said I wanted to do the other thing, and then you're like, well, somebody dies, and then you got to find the person that's in charge of their estate.
It doesn't mean that they die. It doesn't mean you can't get. They still got to get an autograph. You have to go find who's in charge of the estate and get their.
I know, but what I'm saying is it could be the rest of my life. Like, okay, well,
because I don't think Paul Walker's in Tokyo Drift. I don't know. I've never seen it.
if I'll wait till retirement age and get them all knocked out because
But if
then
they're
I'll
not
have
alive,
the time.
then I
Then
guess,
I get
yeah.
the estate people.
You just
But
go with
here's
the
the thing:
estate people.
the person with the 10 most lines in Tokyo Drift doesn't even have an estate. I can promise you that.
Well,
Because it's probably like Sarah Beth Lawson,
Well,
and
you're
it's some girl that just did like.
you gotta find the whoever's the closest relative.
Mine were
to
so
him.
much more realistic. Like you're like, you gotta have a conversation with Alec Baldwin and see if he invites you in his house for
just
dinner.
gotta get
like,
an
okay, well
autograph.
clearly that's not
And
gonna
then
happen.
even with that one too, like let's say you just gotta get an autograph. Like, what if the person doesn't want to give you an autograph? Like, you have to get an autograph from them.
You don't understand. Me and my husband were sitting at a table in the basement, and he told me. Like, okay.
All right, so that's a good one. What would you guys rather do? We'll open up the phone lines
What
here.
would you do? That was bad.
Caller 1, where are you thinking? There's nobody there.
I'll tell you what I wouldn't do. Listen to this podcast again.
Tell you what, I don't know what the hell this is on 101 right now or Camo X. You know, Camo X is on 104.1 FM now.
Did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. 104.1 used to be that hip hop channel. The one that could compete with 103.3 The Beat, representing hip hop and R&B flavor. But yeah, so 104.1 was the competition, and they lost. And KMOX bought their station, and now plays on FM, which is pretty cool. If you listen to the Cardinals on KMOX, you don't have to worry about your AM radio giving out. Just fire it over there to the FM. All my radio people know what I'm talking about.
I just texted 2 people, so I have no idea what you said.
It's talking radio.
Rachel finished Sister Wives, so
Oh my God.
before she watched, I said, "Peace be with you," and also with you. Your face.
A hang gliding accident, which is crazy.
He killed himself. So the fact that you
I thought he
the
fact
fact
that
that you knew that, and the fact that you keep talking about it was a hang gliding accident, it's like, okay, you're kind of being like a dick right now.
I didn't. I thought we were talking about something else.
Okay, well,
Well,
here's the big show.
It's the big damn show.
It's
tonight.
a big damn show tonight. Oh,
Yeah, big show. He's coming back. I heard.
He's in AEW. Like, can't walk. Imagine I think I'm about to wrap it up.
Okay. I think we covered everything we wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah, what else do you gotta say?
I don't really have anything else to say. It's good to be back. Hopefully we do this again this month. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe do it next week.
I'm a
See
busy
how it
gal,
goes,
you
and
know?
we just clap our hands. I feel like we can do this with the kids in the house too. I feel like they
Well,
wouldn't
yeah,
care.
we just like Millie would be on it a lot if we brought
Yeah, she would be
Now
on
I'm gonna
everything.
read this book I found right here.
Right, exactly.
Literally, and I
Yeah.
have 7 more sitting over here.
Yeah, I'm just staring at you guys in the background too. But yeah, that's my Millie Lou. Ooh, my Millie Lou.
She wants to be a singer. And I've
Well,
been
yeah.
really building it up. Like every time I'm like, that was so good. So she'll get really into it. Like,
What was the song we were singing yesterday? I think I'm gonna clap. I think I'll just clap my hands. That's what.
is that what it was?
I think I'll just clap. No, I don't feel like that's it.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember us commenting and being like, saying the lyrics of like, that's what we
I
were
guess
all.
I'll just clap my hands. That's what it was. I guess I'll just.
But
clap.
then Millie was like, I guess I'll just. She likes to hold it out. That's how she feels like it. She'll go, I'll just clap my hands. And I'm always like, oh my God, yes.
Good
like,
job.
that was good.
Man. Yeah. So what you should do is you should open doors for people. It's the right thing to do.
Cash is king.
Cash is king. Listen to the uppers. Travis Shaper on the drums. Ba-roop-a-pop. He's really good. You should also look up Aaron Cullum Music. He's on all the socials. He's a good dude and he makes good music. And he's also on Prices Right.
I gotta find somebody to ride or die for like you do.
So yeah, that's that. Buy Purina dog food.
Okay, like
Alex.
if you're looking for apartments,
Right.
what's my brother do? Like, if you ever need.
Yeah, I think we covered all our bases. But yeah, thank you for listening. This was episode 16
Appreciate
in the
y'all.
books.
Sweet
Happy Cinco de Mayo
16.
if you celebrate. If not, I'm sorry, but just get over it. Tomorrow is the 6th.
Okay. Jeez.
Anyways, love
That's
you all.
cool.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.